This video I'm going to be covering the new patch notes for 2.0a, and in these patch notes we got some recent nerfs on some super insane champions and a recent item nerf. Alright guys, let's first check out the most important news. So for champions, they're going to be trying to balance them every 2 weeks, which is really interesting. So that I think is going to be really neat because when there's a super broken meta and so many of the same champions are being spammed each game, it becomes really boring really quickly. And especially if you don't own any of the broken champions, it could be super annoying to try to climb the ranks with really bad champions. Now, let's get into the first champion nerf, which is really interesting. The Acell champion is getting a nerf, and we've seen this champion starting to be played a lot more recently, so I'm surprised they're even nerfing him in this patch, which is really interesting. So the first ability is Star Surge, bug fix. Acell no longer gains 20% movement speed when Star Surge missile is fired. That makes sense. And the Comet of Legend. Maximum passive move speed 40% to 20%. Okay, that was like really hard to move to say, but basically he's getting a huge nerf when it comes to his movement speed, which honestly I'm gonna like. I played against this champion and it could be super annoying sometimes. I hate how fast they are and they're freaking creating their big stun that gets bigger over time, and then it's so annoying. So I'm glad that that is a little bit nerfed. But man, am I glad to see Evelynn being nerfed. I think everyone is glad to see this champion getting nerfed. Evelynn was way too broken. Evelynn was supposed to be a jungle character, but they buffed her so hard that she became the best mid laner because she had fast wave clear and some of the best poke. Even Ari was losing to Evelynn. So the hate spike, which is the main thing that needed to be nerfed out of everything, it's getting an AP ratio nerf by a little bit. The mana is also going to get nerfed by a little bit, so it's going to take a little bit more energy to cast it. And damage to minions, 100% at all ranks. That's being changed to 35, 40, 45, 50%. And basically what this stops is Evelynn mid being able to wave clear insanely quick, which is much needed because Evelynn would clear the wave so fast that she was able to rotate to the bot lane or the top lane way too easily. Gragas, my man Gragas. Gragas has been probably the best champion in almost all the patches so far because of the amount of versatility he had. He could be played in top, mid, he could be played as support, jungle. I mean, he could be basically played anywhere but ADC, right? So that is way too strong. So the base stats, his health per level is being changed from 125 to 115. And I think this makes sense. Making him less tanky is good because he has so much heal already from using his abilities. Like every 3 seconds, he's going to be healing. His happy hour cooldown is being nerfed as well from 7 seconds to 8 seconds. I don't think that's too much, but the barrel roll, it's going to take way more mana to cast this, and the damage to minions is significantly lower. So he can't just wave clear insanely fast and then poke the enemy out with his barrels, and he'll eventually lose a lot of mana too. So this is basically going to nerf him in the lane phase, which I think is much needed, much needed. And I think this will make sure to put him more as like a top laner and jungler only. Or he could still be played mid, but it won't be as strong because he could be a lot more squishier. Now Lee Sin. Oh my god, guys. I hate playing against Lee Sins, and especially Lee Sin abusers that are super insane at this game just are way too powerful. So the Sonic Wave target range is getting nerfed. So maybe we could actually run away from Lee Sin for once. And the base damage is actually getting a little bit of a nerf too. And I'm glad to see Lee Sin getting a little touch. He's probably one of the best early game junglers as of right now. I don't know if he still will be. I think he still should be. This isn't too much of a nerf, but at least when it comes to ganking, he is a little bit nerfed. Misfortune. This is a much needed change. Misfortune is supposed to be an early game powerhouse, but the Q ability or the first skill does way too much damage when you actually land it, and it's so easy to land it that it's super annoying to deal with, and it takes like half your HP sometimes. So the double up, the base damage is getting nerfed, thank God, and the second ability is also getting an attack speed nerf, which doesn't. I don't know about that because it doesn't even feel like that much of a like when you use your second ability, it doesn't even feel like you get so much more attack speed in my opinion. But yeah, I'm glad that the first skill ability did get nerfed, much needed. I think Misfortune will still be insane early game. That if you get hit by the ricochet, I think it would still do a ton of damage, but not an unbalanced amount. Shyvana, Shyvana. When Shyvana gets a bunch of dragons, it's almost super annoying to beat this champion. There's like no comeback because she does so much damage and her ulti is just crazy. So the base stats, her armor is going to be getting a little nerf. I don't even think that's going to really matter too much. But the twin bite slow, I guess, is getting a little bit of a nerf, which makes sense. Sometimes you get slowed and you can't even kite Shyvana away. The burnout is getting a nerf a little bit, which I don't know quite why it would get nerfed. I thought it was perfectly fine, but I think the main thing they're trying to do with Shyvana is not make her super, like, just nerf her late game just by a little bit, because once she does get so many dragons, it's so hard to beat her. And yeah, so the Dragon's Descent, form bonus health from Ocean Dragon buff is significantly lower, guys, significantly lower. So, I mean, it's still important to get dragons with Shyvana, but if you're playing against a Shyvana that has a lot of dragons, at least it won't feel too at least you'd have a chance to win maybe. And you could actually kill her. Wukong, Warrior Trickster. I actually hate playing against Wukong players. Super annoying, man. The cloning and how easy it is for Wukong to gap close is really annoying as an ADC player. So the invisibility time is getting a little nerf, and the clone damage is 50%. Instead of being 50% at all levels, it's 20, 30, 40, 50, which makes some more sense. Basically nerfing his early game. The Nimbus Strike, the attack speed bonus, is getting nerfed as well. So it's getting nerfed in the beginning of the game, but late game it will actually be stronger. So you're going to be getting a weaker Wukong, but maybe a stronger Wukong later stage of the game. Now, guys, I think everyone is super excited for this nerf. Even as an ADC player that abuses this item, it deserves a nerf. Guardian freaking Angel, baby, is coming for an end. I like how they said that League of GA is coming to an end. Thank God. But here's the question. Will it actually come to an end? The total cost is getting buffed up by about 300 gold, which is interesting. That's basically like one more wave. Not even one more wave. It's like 3 minions. The attack damage is 45 to 40, so it's a little attack damage nerf, and the revive cooldown is actually buffed even more, which is pretty good. But here's what makes GA so broken, guys, is you're able to get it so fast, and that when you fight for the first dragon, people that have GA could actually become a game changer. It could end up winning you a team fight. People will be able to still fast buy GA, because if you're an ADC that is snowballing your lane, I still think you could rush GA because it's only 300 gold difference, right? I mean, it is getting nerfed in its stats a little bit, but not by too much. The Guardian Angel isn't strong because of the attack damage or the uh, revive cooldown, whatever. It's broken because you're able to live one extra time near dragon time. The first dragon fight is probably the most crucial fight of the entire game. If you win that fight and get dragon, you're gonna snowball the game. If you lose the dragon and lose the team fight, you're probably gonna lose the game, right? So having Guardian Angel is super strong. And also when it comes to getting jungle ganked, right? If you're an ADC and a jungler is trying to gank you or a mid laner is trying to gank you, the Guardian Angel can potentially save your life, which is crazy. And then you could reverse the team fight or reverse the gank. So that's what makes Guardian Angel strong. So I think this, if you're losing lane, maybe you might not be able to buy it, right? It's going to be too expensive. But if you're snowballing, I still think you could buy it. I really do still think you could buy it, and it wouldn't matter too much because it's just 300 gold. Like, let's say you kill the enemy ADC one time and then the support one time. That's like 400 gold or even 500 gold. So it could pay for your GA. So these are the main balance changes. All are must needed. The free to play champion rotations, you guys could take a look at that if you guys want to. But these are the main changes. I'm glad that they have been listening to the community and feedback, because all these champions are super broken and the GA is broken. And they all listened to us and nerfed everything a little bit so we could use more different types of champions and have fun. And I'm glad as a content creator I could use champions that are not as good in the meta and try to catch a dub. So I hope you guys enjoyed this new patch note review. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.